It is 1 in the morning. I have not left this chair since the game. I was live streaming for like another hour or so, and you guys, if you were a part of the live stream, you got to see me exert all my anger that I have for this team. And I got it out the way because every season, at least the last several years, every season I have one moment where I spaz out on this team, and that's just the only moment I spaz out. So for the rest of the year, I'm chilling. I will not be spazzing out, including this video. Um, it is what we expect. I actually don't know where my glasses are. During the crash out, I threw them somewhere and I can't find it. I'm also not wearing my Ravens jersey or hat right now because I'm so disgusted with the team. I can't bear to wear that like merchandise to make this video right now. So I already had my Commander shirt on. Basically, this is what I was wearing today because I was at the Commander Stadium earlier today. I got to see them beat the Giants, so that's where I was. But yeah, I don't I don't know what to say um about this team. What more could I say? I've been saying this for years about this team, and they continue to prove me right. I've become so pessimistic about the Ravens, and I think many people in the fan base have become pessimistic about this team because they show us who they are every single year. The Ravens are smoke and mirrors, okay? Don't fall for it. They're smoke and mirrors. They're snake oil. You don't buy snake oil. You don't fall for the smoke and mirrors. They have all the talent in the world to win, and they can't do it. As long as that parasite, and you know what? I'm saying this right now in this video. I'm not referring to him by his name. I'm not doing that. I am going to refer to our head coach as a parasite because that's what he is. He is a parasite on this franchise. We are not winning a Super Bowl with this guy remaining here. You got lucked out. You're lucky. You're lucky. Rest in peace to Jacoby Jones. You were lucky as hell that he caught that ball in Denver. Otherwise, you wouldn't have won a damn Super Bowl. It took so much luck just to get to the Super Bowl. And the funny thing about it is, you almost choked that Super Bowl away. Up 28-6, and you nearly blew that game too. You are a master of choking games away. You parasite. Because that's what you do. You're a parasite of a head coach. And as long as you remain here, we're not gonna win. So tonight's game, all I can say is Dolphins 2.0. This is the 2022 Dolphins game all over again. You're up big in the fourth. You are dominating. You have complete control. You are showcasing your talents at the highest level. And once again, you show us exactly who you are, a group of choke artists. You can't hold on to a lead to save your life. Matter of fact, since I'm here making this video, let me see if I actually have some of those saved. Because I was reading stats about this parasite. Um I just wanted to let you know this right now about this parasite of a head coach. John Harbaugh, I had to say his name unfortunately because I'm reading the tweet, but you know, the parasite has the most blown double digit fourth quarter leads of any coach dating back to before the 90s. I need you to understand this isn't just a thing that has happened since the Lamar Jackson era. We've got games like that within the Lamar Jackson era, but there's also a plethora of games prior to Lamar stepping foot in this franchise that parasite is choked. I will say this again. He has the most blown double digit fourth quarter leads of any coach dating back to the 90s. This guy is a parasite on the franchise. He doesn't learn, he doesn't grow, he doesn't change, he doesn't adapt. He is a parasite on this team. And as long as he remains here, do not expect Baltimore to win any kind of Super Bowl. Because when it comes to this team, they're going to flex their talent for 3 quarters and they're going to choke in the fourth quarter. And I promise you, people are going to fall for the hype. They're going to get back on the train. They'll say it's only week one. Put this down and move on to next week. The same spiel we give every single year when you are on the Ravens cycle, because we do this every year. People will say that, but I promise you, the Ravens will once again showcase exactly who they are. You can't trust this team. And they showcase it every single year. Lamar Jackson. God, man. I feel so bad for you, dude. It's crazy how we can look at a lot of these choking performances and say, how does this happen? Like, a lot of these choking performances are happening, and it's not Lamar's fault. It's funny how that works. Lamar Jackson was fantastic today. One of the best quarterbacks in the league, playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. A two-time MVP playing like a two-time MVP. It's not his fault the defense was garbage the entire game. It's not his fault that Derrick Henry fumbled the ball. None of this is his fault. Lamar didn't turn the ball over, played flawless, and we lost. I feel bad for him. As long as that parasite remains in Baltimore, he's not getting any closer to a Super Bowl than when he got to in 2023. That AFC Championship game appearance is the closest he's gotten to Super Bowl. That's the closest he's gonna get. I already know how the season's gonna end for the Ravens, and I know exactly who they're gonna lose to. I'm not gonna say it. When it happens, I'll be here to speak on it. But if you were in the stream during the playoff game against the Buffalo Bills, I told you exactly what was going to happen this season and who they're going to lose to and when they're going to lose to them. So you can go back and check that if you want. But the Ravens are right on track to losing. They are right on track to losing. We already know this team is going to find a way to win 12 plus games. We already know this team's going to find a way to compete for, if not win the division. We know this team is going to be a playoff team. That's for sure. No one's doubting that. The problem is they don't change, they don't grow, they don't adapt, they don't improve. So they're going to continue to be the same group of individuals that will go into the playoffs led by this parasite, and they will do the same thing they've done under this parasite for years and years and years and years and years. So when they ultimately blow it in January, everybody will be back here pissed off and heated. I won't. I mean, I think I've already expressed just how much we are used to seeing this under that parasite. Again, this guy has the most blown fourth quarter leads of any coach dating back to the 90s. That should tell you how much of a fraud this dude is. That should tell you how much of a parasite he is on the franchise. And the fact that this team has refused to wake up, smell the roses, they realize that guy's the problem because clock management's never there, game management's never there. We always get conservative. Even, this is the funny thing about it. That level of conservativeness that we do in the fourth quarter, when Flacco was here, he complained about it. He kept talking about how we're being conservative. We're not going to win a Super Bowl that way. Flacco complained about it when he's here. So I'm not, and we're still doing it. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like, why should I be surprised by this parasite doing what he knows? He does this. This is who he is. This is what he does. Can we do a parent trap thing? Can we do a parent trap thing and just like switch John for Jim, please? Because I'm tired of this dude. I don't want to hear him talk in press conferences because he says the same robotic things. It's annoying. But it is what it is. So yeah, Derrick Henry fumbles the ball, despite the fact that he was dominating this team. He fumbles the ball just because why not? Derrick Henry normally does. He normally doesn't fumble, but he fumbled tonight, so that's cool. Um, Zay Flowers balled out, but it doesn't matter. Mark Andrews was a no-show. I was surprised by that. Bateman didn't really get a lot of opportunities. D-Hop was cool with that touchdown, but it's all for naught now. Defense. The defense, I gotta say this right now. I know I'm spazzing out on that parasite, but I have to say I'm officially done. I can say this right now. I'm officially done with Zachary Orr. I don't care what he does. Like, you got to win the Super Bowl to convince me, and you're not doing that clearly. This team's not going to win a championship this year. I think it's clear as day. And you can say it's week one. What have they? What has changed? Please, please, for those that are going to say week one, what is different between this team this year and the team last year? Different personnel. You can say whatever you want about that defense last year. They never gave up 40 points. That defense last year did not give up 40 points. They were embarrassing. They couldn't hold on to a lead, but they didn't give up 40 points. This defense, with all that talent in the secondary, gave up 41 points today. I'm done with Zachary Orr. Mike Macdonald, please. Listen. Things aren't completely working out in Seattle right now. I mean, Head coaching wise, you missed the playoffs last year. You lost today. I'm just saying your defense is doing the job, but they look great. But like, it ain't really working out as a head coach. Mike McDonald, please. Maybe you jumped the gun a bit too much. These coaching jobs will open up. I know it takes some time to open up, but I promise you, you will get another chance. Please just come back to Baltimore. Please. I don't want to see Zach Ewer's defense anymore. Please come back to Baltimore. I'm begging you to come back to Baltimore. Because again, we know how this is going to go. Everything I'm saying right now is not going to matter in a few weeks when this team wins. This team could potentially beat Kansas City, and people will be like, "Oh my God, they beat Kansas City." We'll forget. I don't think they're going to beat Kansas City at this point. I think this team is exactly what we expect them to be. So they'll probably find a way to lose in Kansas City too. But if they do that, oh my God, this team's Super Bowl contending team, y'all will fall for the same tricks over and over again, and nothing's going to change. This defense is terrible. Week one, and it's still the same. It's not about the personnel, it's about how you utilize the personnel. Their coverages suck. Guys are out of positions at times, and they don't know what they're doing. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to put Jaire Alexander out there after missing a month of practice and only practicing for 3 days before a huge matchup against the Bills. Maybe you just don't do that, but we chose to do so. It is what it is. He went out there and played like a bum. It's nothing we could do about it. But I feel like part of me can't hold him fully accountable for that because he only had 3 days of practice to prepare for this. We expedited him to play. You probably shouldn't have done that. I'm just saying. But yeah, we are really something, man. We are truly something. This is just wow. This is something special. We are something special, man. I don't even like wanna recap this game because I've already spoke about this over the last hour in my live stream. I'm probably gonna have to cut that up and give you the reaction of that because I really did spaz out there. I mean, I lost myself. So I don't have much to really give here, but if we're gonna give a proper recap, I guess we could go into the game. So, opening drive for the Buffalo Bills, they go down the field and score a touchdown. That's just goes to show you how bad this defense was going to be. That was a clear sign to that. Baltimore gets the ball on the opening drive. We move down the field, but Lamar gets sacked on third down. Falele was poor early on to start the game. Honestly, I don't think he did too bad after that, but yeah, that just was not a good look. Baltimore makes a stop. Defensively, offense gets the ball. They go down the field. Derrick Henry scores a touchdown. It's 10-7. Baltimore makes another stop. Baltimore gets the ball back. We go down the field. We make it 17-7. I think that was this time Lamar went into the end zone for a touchdown to make it 17-7. And just before halftime, because this defense is a mess and Zachary Ward doesn't know what he's doing, they somehow give up a field goal just before halftime. We go in 17-10. Coming out of halftime, we get the ball. We go down the field. Lamar Jackson, a couple plays. Zay Flowers walks into the end zone. Touchdown Ravens. All of a sudden, we're up 24-10. Buffalo gets the ball back, and they go down the field. Again, the secondary was so disgraceful and disgusting. They couldn't hold on. There was multiple opportunities to catch picks off of Josh Allen. They couldn't do it. There was multiple opportunities to make plays. They just didn't make it. Josh Allen and the Bills go down the field, score a touchdown, 24-17. Actually, no. Yeah, it was 24-17. No, I don't actually no. It wasn't that. It was 24 because it was 24-10. I think it was actually what is it? What is it? Yeah, I think they scored a field goal to make it 24-13. Baltimore didn't do anything with it. They got the touchdown. They didn't do anything with it, and then Buffalo got the ball back, I believe. They scored a touchdown to make it 24-19. Oh no, Baltimore went down the field, scored a field goal to make it 27-13, and then Buffalo they got the ball back and went down the field, scored a touchdown. They went for 2 to try to make it 27-21. They failed to get the 2-point conversion. It ends up being 27-19. Baltimore gets the ball back again, and they go down the field, score a touchdown, make it. I think this was the D hop at this point. They made it 34 to 19 at this point, and they're just going off. But the Bills stay in it, and they score a touchdown as well. And they try to go for 2 again, but they failed, so it's 34-25. Baltimore scores another touchdown because Derrick Henry gets loose, takes it to the end zone, and it becomes 40-25. Tyler Loop missed the extra point, so instead of it being 41-25, it's 40-25. And then when the fourth quarter, we're up 15, and then chaos ensued. Defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, giving up all these plays. You get a fourth down touchdown in which Josh Allen wasn't even going to Coleman. He was going to, I believe, Shakir, and it bounced off the hands of Shakir, and then Coleman just happened to be in the area to make the catch. So they got a miracle touchdown out of that to make it 40 to what would it be, 40 to 34, I believe, 40 to 33, 40 to 34. Um no, it was 40 to cuz it was 25. It was 40 to 31. 40 to 31. Um Then Baltimore fumbled the ball. That's what happened. Derrick Henry got the ball, fumbled the ball. They get it, score another touchdown, kick the extra point, and next thing you know, it's 40 to 38. Baltimore gets the ball. They need to pick up a couple first downs. They initially got a first down with Lamar. Then they ran with Derrick Henry for 3 yards, tried to do some running play with Zay Flowers, and he just sat on it. And third down, Lamar threw it to uh DeAndre Hopkins, but they were short 3 yards. I was praying they would go for it because we all knew this defense wasn't going to make a stop. They had to go for it. Instead, they punt the football, and the defense gave up a game-winning field goal like they always do. So that's pretty much how the game went. If you wanted to see how that went, if you wanted to get a recap about how that goes, that's pretty much it. Ravens basically lose the way they always lose, beating themselves and showcasing exactly who they are for the 15th millionth time. And it's just sad to see that the Ravens have not changed despite the fact that they got all this talent and they continue to have all this talent and have all the tools to win a Super Bowl, and yet they do this time and time again. The fan base is sick and tired of this. They're sick and tired of that parasited head coach. They're sick and tired of this defense looking so terrible. They're sick and tired of watching Lamar Jackson play great only for us to waste it. They're sick and tired of watching this team win 10 to 12 games just to get in the postseason and embarrass themselves again. This team's not beating Buffalo. Next time they beat Buffalo, maybe in the playoffs, they'll probably lose there again. They can't beat the Bills. They can't beat the Chiefs. They struggle to beat the Steelers. Who does this team really beat? Other than those three teams, they usually win. But guess what? Those three teams you have to see in the conference. And if you can't beat the Bills, you can't beat the Chiefs. How are you going to get to the Super Bowl? You're now 2-4 against the Bills with Josh Allen there. I think you're what, 1-5, 1-6 maybe against Patrick Mahomes. We can't beat the Chiefs, we can't beat the Bills, and we can't consistently beat the Steelers. So how exactly are we going to win a Super Bowl? You explain that to me. We're smoke and mirrors, man. We are smoke and mirrors. We have a generational quarterback, and we are wasting him. And people are just going to put the blame on him and talk about his shortcomings when everybody else around him continues to do crap like this. And it falls in the hands of him. I don't know what Lamar could have done to help this team win because every time they took the ball out of his hands, we failed. When you asked the defense to do their job, they couldn't do it. Derrick Henry, for some random reason, forgot to hold on to the ball, which he never does, but he fumbled here. You don't put the ball in the hands of Lamar Jackson and you live with the results. You get conservative in the fourth quarter every time and you live with the results. It's the same thing every single year with the Ravens, and I think the fan base is really tired of it. I don't think any Ravens fan is really looking at this team and assuming that this year is going to be different from other years. We're gonna have we're gonna be entertained by this team. I'm sure next week against Cleveland they may make some type of statement or something like that, and everybody will be on the bandwagon again talking about the Ravens doing this. And hell, maybe they do something exciting such as beating the Chiefs. Maybe they do something like that and it shocks everybody. But in all honesty, I don't think anyone's really looking at this team any differently. I mean, it's you got to face the facts, man. This team is just they're smoke and mirrors. They're not legit. They are always going to fail under that parasite. If you get a serious head coach in Baltimore, maybe we could actually win something. But because you got that parasited head coach, you're just not going to win. And the franchise is just too blind to see that. And because they're too blind to see that, ultimately what's going to happen is Baltimore's going to make the playoffs and they're going to lose again. And everybody's going to blame Lamar and say it affects his legacy like they always do. And John Harbaugh, the parasite, is going to go scot free because that's just how it is. It's unfortunate, man. It's tough. It is really tough to just watch this team choke all the damn time. It's pathetic, it's embarrassing, it's disgraceful, and we have to see this every single year. And I'm so tired of it. Like I'm tired of watching this happen every single year. I will be here, of course, next week and the weeks afterwards to watch the Ravens continue to play football. I'm excited that the NFL season's back. I am happy to watch, but this team is just not serious, dude. Like I gave them another chance. I talked about this after the playoff loss. I was done at that point. My love for the team was gone. I was away from this channel for months. But again, the fan in me says, come back and give them another chance. Let's see what they can do. They brought D Hop in, who was great in this game. He had that touchdown. They brought in Jair. You got all this other stuff. Just trust and believe they can do it. And I sat back and said, okay, but you got 3 games, or technically 4 games, to prove to me that you have changed and that you are ready for the moment. The Bills game was the first one. The second game was the Chiefs. The second game was the Chiefs game in Kansas City. The third and fourth game were the 2 games against Pittsburgh, because those are the 3 teams you can't beat. I wanted to see them make a statement here, because this is the team you lost to last year, and it would have been a great opportunity. So now it's back-to-back years. The team that you lost to in the playoffs also beat you in week 1 in heartbreaking fashion. We just can't beat the Bills and we can't beat the Chiefs. I don't even know why we continue to talk about this team in contention. Why would we continue to speak as if it's this 3-team race? At this point, in my opinion, it's a 2-team race. It's Kansas City and it's Buffalo, and we're behind them. If we can't beat them consistently, we don't deserve to stand next to them. Just because our quarterback is in the same tier as the other 2 guys does not mean we deserve to stand right next to those 2 teams. We have all the talent in the world, and we don't even know how to properly utilize them. We are the third place team in this conference in terms of competing for a title. And honestly, I wouldn't even trust us to be third place, because I think any of those teams, like Pittsburgh, could definitely be dangerous with Aaron Rodgers, and Cincinnati could always be dangerous with Joe Burrow. It's just sad. It's sad what my team has become. It's sad what my franchise has become. Ray Lewis is trying to pump up this team, and they just don't learn. They don't listen, man. It's just, you're led by this head coach who's a parasite, and he's just consistently putting the team down. He's horrible. They can't stop choking. And the thing about it is, they've always been choking under Harbaugh. They choked in 2017 against the Bengals with a division, with a playoff berth on the line, not a divisional title. With the playoff berth on the line in 2017, they blew it on 4th and 12. This defense has always been blowing it in key situations. That's just what the Ravens do. They choked in that game. They choked in 2014 in the division round against the New England Patriots. They were up 14 points twice. They were up by 14 twice against the New England Patriots in 2014 in that division round matchup against the Patriots. They were up twice and choked both those 14-point leads and lost 35-31. That's been happening before Lamar stepped foot in. This parasite is a master at choking games away. 2010, divisional round against the Steelers. Your defense gives up a 3rd and 19. Antonio Brown goes streak. He gets behind the entire defense. That dude gets behind the entire defense. Got it right there. You ultimately lose that game. I mean, choking is in our nature with this guy. That's all this guy does. Choke games away. And we continue to watch that happen, and the franchise continues to watch that happen, and our owner continues to watch that happen. And he doesn't care about winning a championship. He just cares about making more money, because he's a businessman. He doesn't care about winning Super Bowls, because if he did, that parasite would have already been gone. Instead, you gave him an extension. So I already know we're not going to win a championship. I understand that. I'm not mad about it anymore. At this point, I'm just going to enjoy watching these guys play, because I'm a fan of football. And when they embarrass themselves in January for the 15th millionth time, I'll just be there to pack up the season and move on with my life. That's just what we do. So, yeah, it was another night of embarrassment, and the Bills showcased that they're a tier above us. I think at this point, you've lost to them enough to sit back and say they're a tier above you, man. You lose to them. We are, what, 2-4 against the Bills. We lose against these guys. We lose against these guys consistently. Doesn't matter if we have more talent than them. They know how to execute better in key situations than we do, and that will always give them the edge, because execution is the key to winning. And because this team can't execute in big moments and all they know how to do is choke, they're going to continue to be that. When you can flex your talent, you're going to put up all the points in the world. When it comes to executing in key situations, can you really do it? Baltimore showing us they can't. Buffalo shows us they can. That's why Kansas City is at the top of they're at the top of the top. They run the conference. Right behind them is Buffalo. After that is Baltimore. Baltimore is not in the same tier as Buffalo, because Buffalo knows how to execute. Baltimore may have more talent than Buffalo, but Buffalo will keep on beating this team, because when it comes to executing in key situations, Buffalo will always be able to do that. That's what Baltimore can't do consistently. And as long as that remains the case, we ain't winning the championship. So, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I'm ready to go to bed. I actually hurt my knee really bad when I was celebrating on that D Hop touchdown. I banged my knee on my chair, and I am really in pain. I'm pretty sure my knee is sore right now, so I gotta go rest. I'm gonna have a real sore knee tomorrow. I'm gonna be feeling it, but that's just how it goes. Anyway, the Ravens choke again. They showcase that they're nothing but smoke and mirrors. And honestly, anybody that wants to say anything in regards to the Ravens, you are free to say it. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said in terms of this team being able to win moving forward. We are not gonna get it done with that parasite as our quarterback. So everybody that wants to just sit back and pretend that this doesn't matter, just say it's week one, move on. Feel free. Feel free to put yourself back on that cycle, the endless cycle that the Ravens puts us on. We are smoke and mirrors. They're doing it again in front of you. You keep trying to act like this year's going to be different when it's not. And when the Ravens ultimately fail, you will be sitting here crying and angry at the end of the year, while the rest of us who have already opened our eyes to what these guys are will sit there and say, "We told you that they would like this." They showcase they are like this all the time, and you just thought they were gonna magically be something different in the postseason. So for those of you that want to continue to remain delusional, by all means, keep up the delusional act. For the rest of us that live in the world of reality and understand who the Ravens are, we're going to sit back and enjoy football because football is back and we're excited to see that. But we're not going to fall for the tricks again. We're not buying the snake oil. We're not going to fall for the smokes and mirrors. This team is due for another playoff loss in January. And I already know the team that's going to do it. So be on the lookout. It's not Kansas City and it's not Buffalo. Be on the lookout for the wild card round because that's where the upset's going to happen. And it's going to be another stain on Lamar Jackson's legacy, and there's nothing we can do about it. This team's not changing, they're not growing, they're not adapting, and they're certainly not winning a championship under that parasite of a head coach. And that defensive coordinator that you got too, get rid of him. I don't care what you got to tell me. I don't care if this defense goes on to lead the. If this defense can get the triple crown again, they can lead the league in sacks, takeaways, and scoring defense. I don't care what they do moving forward. I don't. I will never buy into this defense in January. I will never buy into this defensive coordinator. I will never buy into this head coach winning a Super Bowl. No, I'm done. Finito. My eyes are opened. I can see through your deceptions. I see the smoke and mirrors. You're trying to sell me snake oil, and I'm not buying it this year. We know who you are, Baltimore. You can pretend that you are all locked in to go win a championship. You can pretend that you're all locked in to go get this done, that you're starving for it, and you're going to put in the. No one's going to hear that because you have a parasite in that organization running your team. You got a parasite of a head coach. And unless you get rid of that parasite, you have no chance to change into what you could become, which is a team that could really win a championship. But alas, that's how the cookie crumbles. That's how things go. Baltimore will continue to be Baltimore, and they'll continue to find ways to choke leads. So they've already crossed off the list right here. Suffer a heartbreaking loss to either the Bills or Chiefs. They'll probably suffer a heartbreaking loss in week 4 to Kansas City, so be on the lookout for that. We still have to get the trap game. So I don't know if they're going to blow it against Cleveland next week or they're going to lose to a team like the Patriots or something like that. No. The Dolphins look like they suck this year. We're going to lose to the Dolphins. Or maybe it's Chicago. I'm trying to figure out which games against poor teams the Ravens are ultimately going to lose to because they're going to have those games where the offense can't do anything and they're going to lose a head-scratching game against an incompetent football team or a bad football team. We got to cross those out because, again, this team is so predictable. We got to make sure we cross those avenues out. Once we do that, we'll truly know. But yeah, 12 wins. 12 wins. Not surprised by what happened tonight. Very, very, very angry and disgusted, but ultimately not surprised because the Ravens continue to show us who they are. And when a team shows you who they are, you have to accept that this is who they are, man. So I've accepted this is what we are as I continue to look at how more and more stats are coming out about how crazy of a loss this was. Like this is just something else. 17. They actually got a number on that. Thank you. I wanted to see. They actually got a number on that because I said he had the John Harbaugh had the most blown double digit leads in the second half since the 90s. Yeah, they got a number 17. 17 blown leads under this parasite of a head coach. 17 blown leads in the second half under this parasite of a head coach. You do realize all 17 of those did not happen under Lamar Jackson as the quarterback. Those happen with Flacco and all these other guys. So this man has been doing that before Lamar even stepped foot in Baltimore. But that's the case, and that's the reality of the situation. So, hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Anyway, guys, I've been here for half an hour. I didn't even really rant like that. I just wanted to give my overall take on this team and basically give more of a calm response because my response in the live stream was spazzing out and going crazy. I might legitimately make that a video. I might have to cut some of that, but we'll see. Anyway, Ravens do what they always do, so I don't think we should be surprised. And any faith and hope that I had in this team, the small slither of hope and faith I came into the season with, is completely crushed. And I'm not getting it back, so it is what it is. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. I'll be back tomorrow for the therapy session, and we'll go from there. So you guys take care, be safe, and peace out.